And blessed to be a part of your day. Kevin Miller in the morning here at KIDO Talk Radio. Our Unity breakfast here at Terry's Cafe. We hope to see you. Our friend, security guard Mike, is with us. We need to take him everywhere. Let's go live on the road to David Leroy, Citizen Dave. Dave, good morning.
Good morning, Kev. How you doing? Are you feeling unified?
Speaking to you and following your excellent example, I'm doing my very best, sir.
Well, good. I liked your little run-up suggesting that you were the last out at the evening of election and the first in this morning. And again, you're first in this morning because the Republican Party is having a unity rally on the state steps of the Capitol building, but you're 4 hours ahead of that. They start at 10 a.m.
Well, and you're going to love this as we do some more self-gratuitous plugs here. We'll be co-partnering with them and this breakfast. The only thing missing is you. I know you wanted to be here because you do understand being a great part of the team. You've served the government, you've served Idaho, and you've served the party for so many years, sir.
Well, thanks, Kev. Yeah, I physically plan to be or wish to be with you at breakfast today in Meridian, but I catch a plane here in about an hour and a half to attend an Anchorage, Alaska meeting that was long ago set, so I can't be at either function. But I did do a little letter as to my race for the 1st District Congress seat to the chairman and to Russ Fulcher, and I'd be glad to read that. They'll, I think, read that or at least allude to it on the Capitol steps this morning, which is my contribution to the unity need and the unity feel for the Republican Party, and I think entirely consistent with the spirit of your breakfast. If you want me to read it, it's quite brief.
No, Mr. Leroy, and I say that with the utmost respect, we don't mind if people call in and read stuff, so we'd be more than happy to hear what you have to say, sir.
Yeah, my note to our Republican Party Chairman, Jonathan Parker, reads as follows. Dear Mr. Chairman and Russ, Nancy and I are traveling early Thursday morning to a long-ago set Board of Directors meeting in Anchorage, Alaska. That will preclude me from being physically present with all of you at the GOP Unity Rally on the Capitol steps. Nevertheless, I am present in spirit, and even better, my campaign co-chair and former First Lady Patricia Kempthorne is present in person to represent the Leroy for Congress organization. We hereby confirm that we are fully behind the effort upcoming to elect Russ Fulcher to the 1st District seat. Please recognize Patricia as present on my behalf. And then in quotations, quote, good luck and swift journey, Russ, as you work for Idaho and Washington for the good of the nation as a congressman from the grand old party, end quote, signed Dave and Nancy Leroy. So I hope that the spirit of your breakfast and the spirit on the Capitol steps will be entirely unifying in pulling our party together, because these are critical times, and we do need not only successes as a party, but we need a common purpose and a common set of national priorities.
Indeed. Citizen Dave Leroy joining us here. Kevin Miller in the morning from Terry's Cafe in Meridian. What was it like for you to be a part of, if not the biggest, most competitive, most expensive race ever when we're talking the entirety of the primary, but the top 3 of all time, if not the biggest?
Well, it was an important race, certainly, and because we had so many relevant, powerful open seats, it drew a lot of people, and those people drew a lot of financing and funding. In my particular case, we faced a considerable outspending, but the race was contested largely on the basis of ideas and principles and, of course, personalities. When you've got, as we had, 7 people in a race for Congress, there were a lot of folks from column A, column B, and column C from which the voters could select, and the voters have selected, and that's our process. And to participate in that was for me personally thrilling and exciting. I enjoy people, so the chance to get out and to say hello and to present an idea orally, or to listen to somebody express their strong angst or frustration or appreciation is a thoroughly valuable human experience It teaches you a lot about people, and it also teaches you a lot about yourself to be a candidate in such an environment.
Mr. Leroy, anything else that you'd like to share with us? Safe travels, number one, and number two, I've followed you for years and really enjoyed your friendship and giving us the time of day. We hope that you'll stay with us.
Well, I think there's a job for Citizen Dave to help keep you on track and informed, and you are certainly at the cutting edge of all issues Idaho and all personalities, and the fact that you're at the cutting edge of unity today is a confirmation of that. Keep up the good work, Kevin.
Safe travel, sir, and we really appreciate you, Mr. Leroy.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we have it. David Leroy joining us on his way to Alaska, getting ready for the Unity rally at the State House steps, the Unity breakfast here today. Security guard Mike's with me. We'll get to him. And like I said, nothing brings people together more than a meal. And joining us now right here at Terry's Cafe is our friend Mark Johnson. Now, Mark, you ran for the state Senate. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning. Whoops, we got to hold on. We'll get to you in a minute. Do want to remind everybody that while you're getting here today, Boise Music Festival tickets. Are you going to go to the Boise Music Festival?
Probably not.
Oh, well, just say yes.
Okay.
We're required to give these away. So here, give them to a couple strangers. Everybody that appears on the Kevin Miller Show gets tickets to the Boise Music Festival. Are you working, security guard Mike?
I'll be at the Boise. I will be there and working, and it's going to be fantastic.
Otherwise, we'll give you some tickets as well, security guard Mike.
All right. I got some veterans who will love them.
Oh, yes, we will give them to the veterans. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about your race, sir. And by the way, thank you for joining us so early in the morning.
Yeah, well, thank you, Kevin. Thanks for putting me on the radio where I'm completely uncomfortable. But, I ran for the Senate in District 20 against Senator Chuck Winder. He's the Senate Majority Leader, and so I knew it was going to be an uphill battle. I blame my wife for this because I was really stressing over whether or not to do it, and we finally had that big talk, and she said, I think you ought to do it.
Well, a lot of expense, a lot of work. Would you do it all over again?
You know what? People have asked me that already, and I say, here's what I say. Go ask a woman that just bore a child and ask her if she's ready to have another one. Right now is not the time to answer that. I may. It's a tremendous experience, and I learned an awful lot. I'd never done this before, and it was great. I enjoyed talking to all the people.
Indeed. What did you think of the election results?
Well, for me particularly, I was actually fairly happy. I mean, you always play to win. I never play to lose. Although, like I said, I knew this was an uphill battle. Senator Winder he's been around a long time and very influential, and has a lot of support, and so I knew it was getting my message out was going to be difficult. And with 40% of the vote, I thought, well, I did pretty good.
Indeed. Anything else you'd like to share? Now, you drive to Fruitland every day, right?
Every day, 1 hour every day. I enjoy listening to you and all the characters on your show.
Well, we try to make it enjoyable for you. So I'm thankfully you have a long commute. There are a lot of people that don't. But we appreciate you, Mark. Anything else you'd like to say? What do you think about the governor's race?
Well, the governor's race was interesting. That did not come out the way I expected. And but you know what? We're Republicans, and it's time to get behind our candidate. That's what the election was about on Tuesday, was about picking the candidates for the Republican Party. And so now it's time to get behind the ones that were elected.
All right. Mark, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, appreciate it. Security guard Mike with us here.
Hi. How are you?
Pretty good.
Fantastic. At Terry's Cafe with Kevin Miller in the morning for breakfast. Yeah.
In Meridian, Idaho.
In Meridian, Idaho. Yes, you can't. And Mark Johnson, you're awesome, dude. You are good. Congratulations on your opportunity, and it'll be better in the future. I guarantee it. You are a man.
We're going to keep working.
All right, cool. All right, keep going. Anyway, so how's it going there for you, Kevin Miller, this morning?
Well, it was great to see you Tuesday night, and here we are today. Your thoughts on the election?
Well, I think that, like I said before yesterday, I think that we have to get behind Brad Little. He is He's the guy. That's who we got to go with, and we're going to pray for him. We're going to hope for the best. We hope that he makes wise choices, and we hope for all the Republicans that have won their candidacy. That we hope that they can pull off a great victory, and it's going to be great. For the Republican Party, I felt so much energy in that room the other night. I swing by the Democratic, and there was no energy over there. There's no energy. It's low. They're low energy people. I heard somebody else say that once. Low energy people on the Democratic side, and now we got high energy on the Republican side. We got a great infusion with our president of the United States, who I love, and I think Donald Trump is doing great. I think his pulling out of that Iran deal, and it was a great idea. Trying to hook up with Kim Jong-un is great, and I think that being here at Terry's Cafe and with Idaho people from Idaho, it's fantastic. It's wonderful. See you later, Mark Johnson. It was great seeing you today, and also, it's just awesome. I love it. I love Idaho people. I love this Terry's Cafe. I've never been here before, but I will come back over and over and over.
You're going to whatever at 8, right? Work
at the VA. I work at the VA hospital.
I want you to get breakfast on me. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Right,
I appreciate it.
So order up. They're ready for you.
All righty. And I'm just grateful that I'm part of this Republican situation. I'm glad to be able to talk to Kevin Miller. He's the fantastic voice of the Treasure Valley, and he's always out there. And let's get behind Brad Little and push him over the top. Make sure that he is the governor of the state of Idaho, and all the Republicans make sure they all win, because we need to stay on the Trump train and keep on moving forward.
All right, Security Guard Mike, we continue. More coming up, 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Kevin Miller from Terry's Cafe. Stop by and see us in Meridian, Idaho. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning. And here we are at Terry's Cafe, living the dream. Security Guard Mike with us. He's getting ready to have some breakfast. We appreciate David Leroy joining us as well. And you can join us here at Mark Johnson joining us already, and it's only 6:24. Don't be shy. Come by and join us today.
Frank's here too.
Frank's here too. Okay. Thank you, Security Guard Mike. Phone numbers and certainly available at 580-5436, 580-KIDO. We do appreciate you joining us here at Terry's Cafe. We'll be here till 9. And then, along with the State Republican Party, we will be at the State Capitol steps. We'll shoot over there on the Team Mazda Subaru Drive for Excellence in Education Forester. We will be there and looking forward to seeing in so many people. And whether you're a Republican, which is really what we're talking about today, or Democrats, we want to hear from everybody. And there's excitement within the Democratic Party where you have Paulette Jordan, who is a young, new, fresh face. And you have a lot of people that are here that are Democrats that have some hope there. Certainly she's going to get a lot of national attention. And, you know, the lesson from the primary to end all primaries has to be this, that you can take nothing for granted. And, you know, I think it's time that they actually start firing all the polling people. Because if you talk to any candidate that was running, they said, well, my poll says that I'm going to win. And my poll says that I'm going to win. And then somebody else says my poll's going to win. And in the end, it was Brad Little on the governor's side of it, followed by Russ Fulcher. And in the lieutenant governor's race, you have Janice McGee. And has she been declared the winner? I guess she's been declared the winner. And Steve Yates coming in second. And the smallest amount of percentage points there. What does that teach us? Well, it teaches us that you have to work, and it teaches us the value of being on broadcast radio. The digital and the dazzle are good, but motivating people throughout the spoken word still is the primary way of getting your people out. Traffic and weather together. And, boy, delicious coffee here at Terry's Cafe. Want to remind everybody, we do have tickets to the Boise Music Festival. And just as you heard Mark Johnson winning tickets to the Boise Music Festival, all guests today, I feel, what is that? Remember on Wheel of Fortune, all this, when they say guests today receive, you know, what was it? The Merv Griffin Show. Remember, you got Car Wax, Turtle Wax. So this is our version of Turtle Wax. Tickets to the Boise Music Festival, where you get to see Joe King's favorite act, Granger Smith, not to be confused with Robin Thicke. Oh, it's going to be a great show. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, maybe unlike Security Guard Mike, you're not Security Guard Mike, you can have a seat here. You're not all politicked out, or you are all politicked out. You can go to Idaho's largest garage sale, Expo Idaho. We will be there coming up on Saturday, so we hope to see you there. And you can see a non-political guest, Chumley. You talk about an astute, intelligent guy with a name like Chumley from Pawn Stars. He has to be. Security Guard Mike.
I'll be there working that show tomorrow.
You're
I
appearing.
took a day off of the VA, so I can go work that show tomorrow for my company that I work that helps out with the rescue mission,
Right.
MAV Event Services, and I'll be there working security, and it's going to be fun tomorrow. I took the day off so I can just do that.
Do you like Chumley?
Oh, I love Chumley from Pawn Stars. He's great. He's a good guy. Really smart. He comes across on the TV, but he really is smart. He knows lots of stuff, and he learns a lot from Rick.
Well, Rick is a good teacher. Maybe one day we'll get Rick here.
Oh yeah, that'd be great too. Last year we had
Barry.
Barry,
Yeah.
Barry. Yes, it was awesome last year.
All
I
right.
was there.
Maybe we can put in a good word. Joe can get you on security detail for Chumley.
Oh, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. But I'm pretty sure he's got his own security group. But I'll be doing some stuff for the Idaho largest garage sale. It's gonna be fun.
All right, Security Guard Mike. And speaking of fun, national news: the Korean summit may be off. Sarah Sanders had this to say.
If they want to meet, we'll be ready. And if they don't, that's okay, too.
Indeed. Of course, it's all about negotiation. And you know, Security Guard Mike, Donald Trump wrote about this in The Art of the Deal and The Art of the Comeback.
Yes, he said that we need to always be ready for any kind of changes and the quicksand of politics and the quicksand of life. You got to be ready to put your feet on firm ground no matter where it is. But sometimes there's a little stepping, a little shabooby, and a little
Little shabooby.
Yeah, that's from the little
I hate it when that.
little whorehouse in Texas.
Oh, well, it's a family show. Be careful there, Security Guard Mike.
That's all right.
Phone numbers here, 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Do you feel like it is time to come together? That's why we're here at Terry's Cafe, along with the State Republican Party. In addition to that, we'll be at the Unity Breakfast, which is here, the Unity Rally coming up at the State House steps. But whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, do you feel like it's time to come together and take one for the team? Maybe you backed Dr. Ahlquist. Maybe you backed Congressman Labrador. Obviously, they've had statements yesterday saying that they back Brad Little. So at least they're saying the right things. Hopefully we'll see them on the State House steps. Now, we did personally invite them to come here several times, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I think that it is time to come together here. We all have to back our guy, Brad Little. We have to get behind him. That's who the people, the most of the people chose to be our representative for the Republican Party. And I believe that Tommy Ahlquist and Raul Labrador should come down here and show that they are big people and they have a big heart for the Republican Party.
Would you, because I'm a non-polarizing person anymore. I've got my minder here from the broadcast center to make sure that I stay in line. So would you personally like to invite them down here, Security Guard Mike?
Raul Labrador, Tommy Ahlquist, come down to Terry's Cafe in Meridian. If you don't, it might show that you're not as big as you think you are.
Ooh.
So that's the challenge I got for you, Raul and Tommy. Come on down here right now.
And that's a friendly challenge.
Yes, very.
Yes, it's because we're friendly, happy people.
Yes.
Let's go to Max in Garden City with Kevin Miller at KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Max.
Good morning. It is such an exciting thing to be able to vote, to go to the polls, do your thing. All of my votes for the past many years have been absentee votes, and they are really not as simple. I was talking to a lady yesterday, and I listened to her going to her anti-Trump diatribe and how she really hates the Republicans. And then I asked her, so I assume you voted all Democratic Party? She said, I don't vote. I said, oh, it must suck to be you. People, the power of your vote has been shown again and again, most dramatically in the Trump victory over Clinton. And speaking as a guy who's lived among 1.5 billion people who will probably never get to vote for anything, not even class president, voting is a special right. If I have any issues against it, it's against partisan politics. I'm Republican. I'm Democratic. How about saying I'm an American?
Well, that's why we're here today, to talk about being an American, Republicans and Democrats. Now, you've got a book signing coming up this week?
Yeah. Yes, not this week. On Saturday, the 9th of June, at Bargain Books on West State Street, I have my first Idaho book signing.
Well, we will have you on more extensively to promote that, sir. We appreciate you, Max.
Hey, thank you, and guys, keep it up. Larry, don't let up. Sometimes it gets tough, but you seem to struggle through the crowd.
Larry, my name's Kevin.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. I was thinking of something, but
You were thinking of the Subaru guy. All right, thank you very much.
Bye. I'm sorry, Kevin.
Yes, that's my dad's name is Larry. All right. There we have it. You're listening to Kevin Miller live from Terry's Cafe in Meridian, Idaho. Let's find out what's happening in your role at KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning.
And coming up, we'll talk to the Attorney General here of the great state of Idaho, Lawrence Wasden. Before that, out to Capitol Hill, Rachel Sutherland joins us on Fox News Radio at KIDO Talk Radio. Rachel, we're here at Terry's Cafe in Meridian, Idaho. We wish you were here with us.
Oh, it sounds good. Yeah, I'd love a cup of coffee and a bagel or something.
Cup of coffee, bagel, great eggs, almost as great as the anniversary of the Mueller investigation.
Well, yeah, it has been 1 year. It's hard to believe it's actually been this long in some respects, and other respects seems like it's taking forever. In fact, Rudy Giuliani was on Fox News Channel not long ago saying that he really thinks it's time to wrap it up, and he says that he's been assured by the Mueller team that they are not planning on seeking any kind of indictment against President Trump. This is something, as you know, Kevin, it's been discussed over and over again. Can a sitting U.S. president be indicted? 1999 Justice Department guidance said that one cannot. However, that's never been tried in a court. It's never really been settled. So, but it may have been that even from the very beginning, Bob Mueller never really sought an indictment because of the Justice Department guidance. It appears that he would issue some kind of memorandum on his findings, and then Congress would take it from there.
Indeed, as we move along. So where do you think we go from here? And, you keep having the rumors of whether or not the president will meet with the special prosecutor.
That is the question, and I think that may be what's holding up the investigation, all these negotiations going back and forth. Actually, Giuliani is saying that he hasn't heard back from the special counsel's office on the latest go-around on that. So that could be what's delaying things. I mean, definitely Mueller will want to either sit down with the president or get a Q&A with him in some form, but the president's legal team is really trying to dissuade him from doing that. They don't want him walking into what is being described as the perjury trap. So that could be what's holding things up.
Well, any pressure from Congress to wrap this up, and of course, again, it wouldn't be a Rachel Sutherland appearance with Kevin Miller if there wasn't some offbeat question. Any thoughts on John McCain?
Well, I don't have an update really on his health at the moment. I know that it has not been good, obviously. In the situation where the remark was made about him by a White House staffer, it appears that that's kind of blown over. And really, just thoughts and prayers to his family. He's a war hero and definitely well thought of in Washington. Been here a very, very long time. I was able to meet him a couple of times, but one of the times back in 2000, of course, when everybody was rolling through South Carolina for that primary, and he obviously didn't win that primary, but an interesting fellow, and his wife, Cindy, just gorgeous and a gracious person.
Rachel Sutherland, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Here we are at Terry's Cafe in Meridian, Idaho, urging folks to come by, talk politics, and uniting after a huge primary. Joining us now, the Attorney General of the great state of Idaho, Lawrence Wasden. Sir, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Your thoughts on that big night?
Well, it was an interesting show. Saw pretty rugged campaigns in a variety of areas, and we have to come together at the end of all of that, and that can be tough sometimes, but we have the ability to do that. We're resilient.
as someone who is run for office statewide successfully, is involved in the process, but is also our chief law enforcement officer, that's easier said than done, I would imagine.
Yes, I will tell you that when you're in a bruising campaign, that you put your whole soul into that, your heart into that, your work, your sweat, everything you've got, you put into it, and it's a blow. It's a tough deal to not be as successful as you would hope. But at the same time, you recognize that the set of values that we have is more important than the individual parts of it.
All that was missing from the governor's race was you. We had a lot of speculation that you were going to jump in. Did you see what you missed?
It was a party, wasn't it?
It was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, you sit down and you examine those kinds of things. You have to remove the ego part of it, and you have to look at the facts, run the numbers, have a good idea of what's going to happen. I pretty well predicted what was going to happen, and in terms of how it would be, the bruising nature of that campaign. And I took stock of where I am and said, I feel like I'm still making a contribution, and so that was why I made the decision I did.
Yeah, still making a contribution as the state attorney general. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that's a big contribution, sir. Getting back to this issue, though, as someone again who has run, did you think that it would play how it did, how it came out?
Yes, you knowing the different personalities, and there were many of them, not just the three major candidates in the gubernatorial race, but a lot of others, and recognizing that there were some differences of view. That's actually a healthy thing, right, to have people that have the willingness to step forward and to put their hat in the ring and be willing to articulate why they believe they would be the best person. I think that's a very healthy thing. Robust discussion. Some of it was a little tough. It's a little rough. But at the same time, what a great element for our party that we had good quality candidates willing to step forward who have differences of view, differences of opinion, different approaches, and that actually makes us stronger, not weaker, and it's a good thing.
Congressman Labrador, Dr. Ahlquist, they issued statements yesterday. That must have been tough for them. Your thoughts, again, as someone who's run successfully, you've been involved, you're involved. You're a player coach in this instance because you see it from every side.
Yeah, it's a very challenging thing. I mean, you have to, within yourself, you have to come to grips with the fact that you put forward your best effort, and you have to say, well, I didn't succeed, and that's a hard thing for us. I mean, we're Americans. We're all about going out there and getting it done, and
sure,
that's what they're all about. Their heart's into it. Everything that they've done in the last year and a half has been to achieve success at this, and you have to then stare yourself in the mirror and say, I didn't quite get there, and that's a hard thing, but to come out and to say, yeah, it's our team, we're gonna do it, and hallelujah, we're very pleased with that. It's a great thing for us to come together. We have a unity rally later today. Many of our candidates will be there. Unfortunately, I won't be there. My wife will be representing me. I have a previously scheduled engagement in Pocatello, and I've got to be on the road here in a few minutes to get there. So, but we'll come together. That's a very good thing. It's very healthy for us, and so I think we'll be fine.
Any big issues you'd like to tell us about?
Well, there's always big issues, but
sure,
sometimes I really can't talk about all of those things because of the nature of what I have to do. So
sure. Well, Lawrence Wasden, we appreciate you. We'd love to have you back sometime for just to come in on the program and for one of our Idaho Insight show, which is on all of our 6 stations, to talk about law and state politics.
Hey, I'd love that opportunity. Today probably won't work, but
well, we appreciate you stopping by. We really
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you for all you do, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're at Terry's Cafe. Kevin Miller in the morning here as we continue on, taking your phone calls at 580-5436. 580-KIDO. It looks like Janice McGeehan will be the nominee now for the lieutenant governorship here in the state of Idaho. And, you take a look at that race, and those folks that really pumped themselves up, that worked hard, Marv Hagedorn, Bob Nonini. Idaho needs Nonini. I wish Nonini were here. I love Bob Nonini, Kelly Packer doing very well. Steve Yates coming in second, our great friend. Hopefully we'll see him today as well. And remember, there will be a unity rally on the State House steps at 10 o'clock. We'll be there like we're here with the State Republican Party. We'd love to hear your thoughts as the post-election contest continues to develop. Phone, do you feel like unifying? There we go, 580-5436, 580-KIDO. We have tickets to the Boise Music Festival, and we would love for you to stop by and see us and enjoy the great food at Terry's Cafe here in Meridian, Idaho on Fairview Avenue. Stop by and see us. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. All right, and if you'd like tickets to the Boise Music Festival, you can stop by and see us here at Terry's Cafe in Meridian. Getting ready to talk more about government politics and bringing folks together. Kevin Miller in the morning, joined by Liberty Linda. Your thoughts on the big primary? Your guy didn't win, unfortunately.
He didn't, but, I was very happy that I supported him. I would have been happy if he won, of course. Tommy Alquist. And, but, we had great people that were running. All of them were wonderful people. And it was such an exciting race. And so now, of course, we have our new Republican who we have chosen, to be our governor. And so we'll have to wait for the next race to see what happens there. But,
right.
But we're still very conservative here in Boise.
Well, here in Idaho.
Idaho.
In the Treasure Valley.
Correct.
Right.
Beautiful.
Because, we're in Meridian. We're with the people.
Right.
We're not in Boise.
The beautiful Treasure Valley.
That's right. Mm-hmm. The heart of the Treasure Valley, Meridian, Idaho. Although we don't live in Meridian, but it's the heart of the Treasure Valley, I would say. Not to be confused with Boise.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I agree. And this beautiful restaurant we're in this morning.
Right. And you know what we love about Terry's Cafe is there's free parking. Now you go to Boise, no free parking.
Well, I drove right in, and there was a spot right there for me to park.
That's
so it's
right.
Wonderful.
Had your name on it.
Everyone come down to Terry's Cafe.
Exactly. Can you hold on for a minute?
Yes.
More with Liberty Linda in a minute. We've got a lot of folks here. We're going to hear from them. We're also going to hear from candidates. I know it's early, but it's time to start the day on the right side on KIDO Talk Radio. Idaho John joins us now with Kevin Miller at KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Idaho John.
Good morning, Idaho. Kevin, it was a great day for Idaho yesterday. The future of our state looks bright. I'll offer my congratulations to all the candidates. And maybe we could entertain the idea of Mr. Leroy running for District 2 down in eastern Idaho against Mike Simpson. And then we'd really have a strong delegation to represent us. And then
that would be interesting, but I think they're friends, so I don't think that would happen.
That's all right. Friends compete all the time.
Right.
I'm very competitive amongst my friends. The other thing is I felt a little bad for Cindy yesterday, and I would offer that maybe if she's still depressed today, that my kids still have a pony and a puppy in the backyard, she could come over and spend some time with them and help her get over her blues there. Other than that, it's a great day for Idaho, and have a good day, Kevin.
Thank you, Idaho John. Traffic and weather together, KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Bob. And Kevin Miller in the morning here. We're just getting started. Blessed to be a part of your day, but if you can't join us, give us a call. We're starting the day on the right side. Won't you join us? Good morning, KIDO Talk Radio.